Hi, everybody. Happy Friday. Green screen is going behind me because Mrs. Flippett will be working on cookies this evening. She should be down shortly, and she needs to decorate cookies. Don't want the distraction of my show to interrupt her artistic abilities. So I hope everybody's doing well. Happy Friday. Welcome to the weekend. What's new in your world? What's up, Joe? How you doing? Good to see you, man. Hi, Leland. How you doing? Welcome to the show. There's Bartomania. Welcome as always. And Craven Cards is here. How you doing, Craven? We will get to my big news was a huge postcard lot I picked up yesterday, which I want to talk a little bit about. Hey, Lori, how you doing? But not going to obsess on it or anything. But I'm very proud and excited and nervous about it. But I've been saying from the beginning of this venture into postcards in the fall, boy, do I wish I could come across a really big lot of postcards. Well, I got it. So there you go. Hi, Karen. Welcome to the show, Karen. Florida Man Jim, good evening to you, sir. And JC, how you doing? Good evening. Welcome aboard. As people come in, we'll get more into I want to kind of give a little high-level overview of the day that was yesterday. What's up to Paige Picker? How you doing? Welcome to the show. Joe Mechanic is here. Welcome. Hi, Popeye. Says I should obsess about it. Yeah, not obsess, but I'm proud. I'm excited. Fill in the blank. A lot of adjectives here. Chanel, how are you? Welcome to the show. And Jackie Jack is here. Hello, Jackie Jack. And Mark is here. Welcome, Mark. I'll tell you, it's tempting when you have volume like this suddenly thrust upon you, at least for me. I'm starting to lean towards Mark's less is more stuff. Train, postcard. Elephant, postcard. No. Lot going on, obviously. Just we're still dealing with the initial volume of just getting stuff unpacked. It wound up being approximately, I'll give you a count when we know. We haven't counted them yet, but it was billed as 40,000, give or take. Cards, almost all, in fact, 99% of them were in binders. They were in fantastic condition, like pristine condition. That's what we're blown away by so far as we go through. So I seeked, is that the right word? I sought after some advice last night. Popeye, once again, always kudos to Popeye. Friendly, helpful fellow, and obviously, the grand poobah when it comes to postcards. But, he kind of gave me a little guidance last night. Here's what you do, just to get over the overwhelming thing. So we're in the process still. Mrs. Flippett, who has to do cookies tonight. But when we're done with cookies, we're going to go up again in the living room, and we're going to start just getting all the binders, which totaled 79, by the way, 79 binders. Chock full of postcards, in the plastic sleeves, really, really well kept. So we're just getting them physically out of the binders first. We're discarding the binders because they really are, they're not nasty or anything, but they're dusty and they've been sitting on a shelf for God knows how long. And some of the, not all of them, but some of the, the plastic, I wanted to show everybody at least a couple of examples, but I have so much. Some of the plastic actually got yellowed over time, but the card itself, thank goodness, was pretty much untouched. So anyway, we're just physically removing a bunch of cards and out of the binders, discarding the binders, which we have not finished yet. I think we got through like 25 or 30 last night. I was waiting for her to get home tonight to do it. I promised that she would be completely involved, especially in this initial phase of the operation, neatly getting everything out. And then we're going to start, we have several processes in thought anyway. We're going to, remove them from the binders, throw out the binders. Then we start unsleeving them, if you will, from they're not really sleeved, but they're in the sleeves that are in the photo binder kind of thing. Get them all out as safely as possible. Again, the key for me is they're in such good shape. Virtually every corner is really crisp and all, and I don't want to do anything to damage that. After all these years, this guy was obviously an avid collector of postcards. He was from New York, which is kind of cool for me. Anyway, get them out, safely put them in different storage things. We've been talking about that too. Right now, I use those plastic tubs, the Sterilite things a lot of people use. Then, of course, you have those really nice cardboard boxes, the long bite boxes. I've been pricing some of those out. We thought maybe we'll keep this haul exclusive, by itself and its own special, maybe we'll use the long boxes for that or something. I don't know. I don't want to redo everything I've already done. I kind of like the system I have. So there's a lot going on. Excuse me if I sound a little out of sorts. I'm excited. The bottom line is I'm very excited. I'm very happy. It's a great opportunity for us, and hopefully an opportunity to make some good money doing the postcards and learn a whole heck of a lot, because I'm going to be, looking at all these different cards. My wife is too. A little side note, it wasn't, as you might have suspected, it's not all postcards. There was some other stuff thrown in, some ephemera, some maps. There was some state maps thrown in. There was some actual just photos, not photo postcards, just some photos thrown in. There was like presidential stuff, leaflets, White House leaflets. I'm trying to think what else. Williamsburg, Virginia from the 50s, like handbooks and things, Civil War stuff. But the vast majority is absolutely postcards. So all that other stuff, we're also separating that. We're making piles of stuff. We do have some Continentals, but not that many, thank goodness. We're just piling things. So we're taking them out neatly. We're trying to find boxes and sorting. We're sorting everything out, not individual, but types of cards or types of products. That's our goal, is to sort those. And then we'll get into the nitty gritty and all. But I'm super excited. And I didn't want to say anything. I knew about this for a couple of days and didn't want to say anything unless it happened, because I didn't know if it would happen. So needless to say, I did not attend the Lancaster postcard show today, because I have a whole bunch to work on. I really don't need, I know I say this, record the day, 3:24. I don't need any more. I don't need any more right now. So I want to deal with what we have, and we will move on. Please don't be a mark. No, what's up, Kelly? No, I was just joking around. I'm like, the simplicity would definitely help us. That's right, 3.0. What's up, Puddings? No, not quite. Not quite. Horrible long nails, and I pull out too many binders. Yeah, it's a again, not to make so much of it, but there's some physical, it's a fairly grueling process. You're right. On your fingers, paper cuts become an issue for me. You got to be careful. It's kind of dirty. I had to scrub down after doing all that. And we might, like I said, what do we do? 20, 25 binders, maybe. We have 79 of them to go through. So we'll be doing some more work tonight after the cookies are done, which she hasn't even come down yet, but don't say anything. That's going to be a blast to go through. Congrats. Oh, thank you very much. Yeah, it was fantastic. If you get stuck on the pages, use a little knife to slice the plastic. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, I have those. Cool. Thank you. I am, Lori. I'm excited. Really excited. I did not say how much I paid for this haul. That might be revealed. I plan on doing kind of like a video series about it. We'll take it through the Odyssey from beginning to, I won't say end, because hopefully it's going to be, not hopefully, it's probably going to take years, obviously, to sell these all, if they sell. But the process, at least like from picking them up and all the stuff we're going through now, I'm doing little recordings of that kind of stuff. So look for some videos just coming out, content, regular videos, not live videos. We'll talk about it on the live show, certainly, because this is going to be an ongoing process for me, especially being my first. The magazine was a big haul, but it's not the magazines I could let sit in magazine form as discussed, right? I don't have to cut them all out first. Whereas this stuff, we want to kind of, get them in our system, inventory system physically, which is going to take a while to do all that. But thank God my wife, as I've talked about many times, loves that kind of stuff. The organization stuff is a big forte of hers. She loves, putting things in order and all that. And we spent a good half an hour just kind of laying it. If you looked at on Instagram, I released like a little, the 2-second video like I did on YouTube of like just the initial when I brought everything in. It doesn't look that much. It's funny when I looked at it, I'm like, that doesn't look like that much. But there was like 7 milk crates just filled, and then like a box that was filled, like a 3-foot high box filled with smaller black albums. A lot of real photos in there, which I was super excited. Like 2 or 3 full albums of real photos, different things. We'll get into all that as I start, really digging into the actual physical cards. Right now, again, it's kind of like the initial phase of just getting stuff out of binders, finding a happy and safe home for these things until we can really drill down. And again, just parting out like all the regular postcards, ephemera, continental size, just splitting them all up. So a lot of stuff going on. Hope everybody's doing well. It's not all about me, Hope you had a good week. Sales-wise, brutal week here. Absolutely brutal. Like beyond brutal. Terrible. Again, not one to usually cry about that kind of stuff, but I don't know what. I'm so excited about this. I don't care. It's like the ebbs and flows, like we talk about. Things will pick up, and hopefully by the onslaught of listings I expect to be putting up on a daily basis, especially once we get all the basic stuff out of the way. Hopefully that will really kick the store into gear and get some money flowing again. I knew again from being on vacation it would take a little while. Now, we've been back almost 3 weeks already. On Monday it would be 3 weeks. What's up, Vintage Kaja? How you doing? Good to see you. And Yes, the week has been something. Congrats. Yeah. Thank you very much. Yeah. I don't know if you're saying anything about your sales as well, but yeah, just lousy sales here. It's an obligatory question. Everybody, how's your sales? I do care. I hope you're doing well. But it's just been very quiet around here. Who knows why? I'm going to blame it on this. You got to come up with some kind of excuse, right? It can't possibly be me doing something wrong. No, I did. I tweaked my whatchamacallit, my I'm so excited I can't even speak. My promoted. I tweaked my promoted campaign. I don't know, about a week ago. I don't think there's a direct correlation. I didn't like decrease it or anything. I just tweaked it a little bit. I did some listing the last few days prior to even picking up this big thing. I haven't listed anything new from this haul yet. Temptation is there to like, oh my God, look at this, to cherry pick, as a lot of people say. The temptation's there, but I really want to get everything as organized as humanly possible first, and then we'll get into all the fun stuff. There's a shot of Diet Pepsi. Look at how tiny that can is. It looks like Andre the Giant's hand on a regular can of soda, doesn't it? Or pop, as Mark would say. So what's going on, everybody? Hope you're doing well. Let me know how your sales have been. This was just such a big event. There was a lot of emotion involved too, because it was a lot of money, but investment certainly, have an investment background for many years. So I just considered this one of those things. It's an investment in the future. It's not 1 million postcards like somebody famously picked up, but it's a nice amount. It should get me somewhere, I hope. And there's a lot of really good quality cards that we've seen so far. And perhaps the biggest element so far that I've been able to notice is the condition. The condition, which I know can be, same thing with me with the magazines. You don't know. Sometimes there could be some damage. These things were just so well kept, and every single, without fail, except there were 2 long boxes at the bottom, but everything else was in binders and like just kept immaculate condition. So I think that bodes well for my chances anyway. They're going to be really good condition cards. And, you start doing the math, and I tried not to do that, but how do you not? I'm driving home and I'm like, even if every card just sold for $5, that's $200,000, less fees, less all that. I know. I'm just saying conceptually, you know what I mean? To know that, like, on a low end, conservatively, even if it takes 10 years to do it, I don't care. But, there's a lot of money to be made, a lot of profit to be made. I'm also kind of, me, right? The Barbara Seville, I'm always chopping up the ads and stuff, but I do have like a sense of pride about this. This older gentleman, he passed away. I heard the story. He took a really long time to collect this stuff. He kept them in great condition. So now I feel like I'm a little bit of a, what's the word? Not a conservator. I feel an obligation to kind of keep them in the great condition that he had them all those years, and giving to loving homes of postcard collectors. I'm sure a lot of people will appreciate, the effort that he took to keep his collection for so long in such great condition. Kelly, it's going to take a while to go through. Yeah, I know. Exactly, man. Yeah, I know. Exactly. That's my hope. It's fun. I'm not going to stress out about it. It's a lot of fun. You're trailing fourth quarter by 6%. And way up compared to the last year's first quarter. That's good. So not terrible at all, man. $4 each, right? Just like play it low. Like, I mean, an average of 5, which is, has to be doable, right? It's just a rough number. It's exciting. It's something to really, everybody talks about goals and motivation and whatever you got to do. Just if you keep in mind that, like a similar number like that, I could even just say $250,000. We potentially easily have $250,000 of new inventory. That's kind of cool. Not saying I'm going to make $250,000. I'm not saying it might not take 20 years to sell these. I don't know, but just having the opportunity is kind of cool and kind of exciting. And I'm proud. I'm really, really excited. That's the overwhelming. I'm really excited. The overwhelming feeling is excitement. There's a little bit of nerves, but the nerves are kind of gone. The nerves was the transaction itself. And, it's the most money I've ever spent on a haul. The magazines were only, was it $200, $300 for 650. That was nothing. This was my first, really big investment into a product. It was indeed. There was a lot of serendipity involved. I absolutely, agree. Sometimes things are meant to be. We've been talking about that too, my wife and I. I wanted to say about my wife, thank God I have, for so many reasons, thank God I have my wife, but thank God she's so gung-ho about this. I mean, she was like flying the flag, like absolutely go do this, and she was so excited when I came home with the stuff last night and couldn't wait to dig in and do all this dirty work and it is literally dirty work a little bit. The physical, like the milk crates and stuff were just filthy. So like, in a good way, more serendipity, Popeye. It was pouring all day. So you know what I did? I took all the milk crates. We have like a back porch. I threw them out in the back porch and just let Mother Nature do her stuff and rinse off some of the nastiness from the milk crates. But it was really nice of the guy to give me milk crates instead of, because like I keep saying, they were just loose binders, that theoretically I could have easily fitted in I have a new minivan. I could have fit it in the minivan, but they might have bounced around and stuff. So it was really cool. He's like, yeah, I have a bunch of milk crates. So we just loaded them up together and brought them out. And again, this will all be in video coming to the channel. 25 cards a day. It'll take me only 4 years. See, that's nothing. I knew Mark would do the numbers. I'm tempted to do all those kind of things. My first one was roughly a quarter. If I, 5 or so a card is almost $250,000, right? Pretty cool. And yes, there will be some, hopefully there'll be some that are, 10 times that amount, but it doesn't really matter. I know Kelly talked about this a long time ago. Popeye's talked about this a lot too. When you buy big lots, no matter what it is, even if you just say 1,000 cards, you're lucky if half of them are really good, and half of them are just right? No, 20% might be pure garbage. And so I know the numbers. I'm not expecting 40,000, winning cards, but I think $4 or $5 on the low end is reasonable, And if it's not, then I have other options. I could lot up some stuff. That's exciting. The exciting new thing for me about volume like this is now I have some wiggle room. I could play with stuff. I could throw lots together of stuff down the road, But we're still in that initial phase, the shock and awe phase of wow, we got all these cards. And as you take them out of the binders, what initially didn't look that bad is spreading out. Like when you take them out of their shell, the binder, and you start laying these things out, it's like, oh my God. Because every sheet has like 4 cards at least. It's a lot of stuff. It's really. You got 300 postcard listed. Awesome, man. I'll tell you what, I'm going to start learning these things. I have 3 or 4 binders of Christmas cards, and I must admit they're beautiful. They're really, really nice. I don't know if there's any clap saddles in there. We'll get to all that. We'll get into all the nitty gritty as we go down. But as we go down the list and down the processes that we have to go through. But at first glance, my wife was like, wow, these are beautiful. They were. I know a few people have talked about the Santa Clauses with different, like, if you have like a green outfit on a Santa, supposedly it's a little more desirable. We have a couple of those. We have like a blue Santa. It's like right out of the gate. I was just happy about that. They look cool. Really, really good. I think condition is the most stunning part of this whole thing. The condition is just extraordinary on all of them. There's nothing. I'm not saying they're all great cards, but the cards are all in great shape. They've been cared for. They've been kept very safely. And again, I want to continue that. I don't want to screw anything up. So we do need to think about down the line when we get them out of the little sleeves, meaning the binder sleeves, the photo sleeve things, which I keep reaching down to show some, but I'm just going to grab anything. There's no rhyme or reason to any of this. These little trolley cards, right? They're in this. So they're all like that. This is only 2. Most of them are 4. Most of them are binders with 4, but this one is 2. But you can see like they're really perfect. They don't have any like bends or anything. When we get them out of these things, we're going to put them in, I assume, what's left of our shoebox things, our Sterilite things. But we are thinking about picking up some of those nice cardboard long boxes to keep these in exclusively. And then I'll have like a separation from my regular stuff, which is, I don't know, 4 or 5. I might have like close to 5,000 cards, 4,500, something like that. And now this new pile. So I think we're going to segregate it and keep all the new stuff in the long white boxes. They're a lot more expensive than we're used to paying, but these are all things. I wrote Popeye again about the sleeves. Remember long ago, if you watched the show, I was talking about sleeves. I thought I was set with sleeves, and I think Kelly said, you never set with sleeves. You always need more sleeves. Absolutely. I suddenly need, 40,000 sleeves. And man, that, even though they're pretty cheap, the Matt's Baseball site, and a lot of people go there. It's a great site. I bought my 2,000 or whatever I got like a month ago, 2 months ago. They came so quickly too. And I bought the dividers from the site. So great site, great service. It's relatively close to me. I get them quickly. But man, when you start doing, tens of thousands and 20,000 and 25,000, and we really do need them because none of these are sleeved. They're in these sleeves. Even that was a discussion early on. Should we just leave them in this? Like, why am I going to double my work and have to take them all out and put them in sleeves? But obviously you got to take them out to scan them anyway. And we figure we'll put them in sleeves and probably go into the white long boxes down the road. But we'll see. We will see. And you will see if you check in on the channel. And if anybody has not had an opportunity yet, I'd really appreciate it if you leave a thumbs up. My guarantee is still in effect. We have until 7 o'clock to get the guaranteed sale. So leave a thumbs up. And I hope you enjoy the show as much as I enjoy bringing it to you. But yeah, Charles, Christmas cards. I think I'm going to start to like them. Yours? Oh, your wife? That's all right. You got to put her to work. Sorting postcard bars, yeah. Yeah, literally have to wash your hands. Exactly. Yeah, that's a little dusty and stuff. What's up, CJ? How you doing? As always, pleasure to have you, sir. Thank you for being here. One of the originals, CJ. Let's do a little round of applause for CJ. Thank you, sir. I've only bought 3 large collections, but half. I'll tell you what, right? Nobody's an expert. Maybe there's a couple, but no, but I'll definitely have more experience just by virtue of going through a volume like this, which I'm excited about. Everything is exciting. There's nothing negative about this. It's and I have a team, between that. I'm not doing this alone. I've done all the eBay stuff so far pretty much alone. She's always willing to help, but this is like, she's like, no, we're doing this together, like from beginning to end. So I love that. It's going to be a great combination. I'm doing the eBay stuff, if you will, but she's going to, work on the physically removing stuff and coming up with ideas for organization. And, my SKU system is going to be pretty much the same. I might have a different letter to start. All that's, again, coming up in videos. I don't know yet, but we want to have a game plan. We even, we started a little spreadsheet to try to keep track of some of this. And then as we fill up these white boxes or something, rather than sitting there and physically counting how many cards we really have, when they're in the boxes and stuff, and we know, okay, there's 600 in that box or whatever the math, I forgot what it is, 600 or 700, I think, fit in, or maybe even 8 in the long white boxes. We'll just start counting boxes. Oh, I have 10 boxes. That's 8,000. You know what I mean? I'm not going to physically sit there and count, but we would like to ultimately get an idea of exactly how many were in there, because I'm sure it was a guesstimate when he said 40,000. We'll see. If it's 36,000, I'm not going to cry about it. And if it's 46,000, I'm not going to cry. I'm not going to get too excited. It is what it is. You're always washing your hands. That's a good practice, Lori. That's exactly right. What's up? Voss abilities instead of possibilities, Voss abilities. Welcome to the show. Are these postcards that have been mailed or unused? Both, very much both. There's posted or non-posted is the term. Bunch posted, bunch are not posted. Welcome to the show, possibilities. Thank you, Allie, very much. Yeah, the progress. That's what I'm saying. We'll have videos infinitum. So it's a win-win. Not only do I have a new, stock of stuff to go through, but lots of video fodder, which is good. Hopefully everybody will be interested. Pop out with the post. Storage box, add 30 cents to the cart to unlock free shipping. Look at this. Good stuff, man. Thank you. Again, excuse me, I'm going to have to go to the other computer because I can't click on links on StreamYard, which I'm using to broadcast the show to you. So I'm just going to save this link so I don't forget. 10% off. Yeah, BCW is awesome. Holds approximately 700. 700 sleeved or unsleeved? Asks the rookie. Whatever. It's a good product. I like the sturdiness of them. I want to keep these things as close to the pristine state they are now, all the way to the point where they get delivered to a buyer. That's all. I'm always very careful about it. But this one, I just have I don't know, I feel like an extra responsibility to keep them nice because they were presented to me in such good condition. I want to keep that and pass it along. But thank you for the link, Popeye. Popeye, do they have Continental box? Probably, but I don't know. I have a bunch of Continentals, which I've never had any. What's up, Ryan? How you doing? Yeah. We'll talk about all that in videos. That's everybody's asking the same question. We're going to talk about that in videos coming up on the series. But thank you very much for checking in. Thanks for the congrats. I'm really excited about it. What's up, Blue Feather Mercantile? How are you? Okay, very cool. You start 600 listings in a month. That's tremendous, man. Good work. Do you use the scanners and stuff that I talk about? Omani, sign up for a seller's account with BCW. Sending me a taxi, yes, and you can get them shipped for a total. Really? Good stuff. Good stuff. 219. Beautiful. Thank you. Yeah. Another byproduct of having volume all of a sudden thrown in your face is, yeah, like I said, we're going to need a ton more sleeves. We're going to need more boxes or shoe boxes or whatever. I think we're going to lean towards these white ones though. The BCW things. I've always wanted them, and now it almost seems like now it's justified a little more than my little playing around with the first couple of thousand. Now it's like, okay, let's keep these things really safe. I was reading a little bit about it. They have I don't know what the measurement is called, but apparently they're like crush proof. Like you can load a bunch of them on top of each other. And all those kind of things are very important as you start dealing with, as I start dealing with this volume. I want to get into, I talked to Popeye last night quickly and I said the same thing, but it's true. I want to get into good practices. I said this from the day I bought my first card. I want to get into good practices from the beginning because it's so much easier if we can try to, calm down, as giddy as I am, as Laurie says, calm down, get this stuff done slowly and thoroughly and correctly as we possibly can and make adjustments as we need, but start nice and basic, get everything structured. And then it's just a matter of, the volume. If you have a system in place, the volume doesn't really have that much of an impact. You just utilize the same system, provided you have a good system, and expand it out, exponentially in my case with this volume. So really excited. Continentals will fit in the long white postcard boxes. There you go. You don't have a scanner big enough. You photograph against a ruled 500. Cool. Very cool, man. 600 in a month is fantastic with print ads, especially taking pictures like that. Congratulations. You see, and then we got, I'm going to show some of these off. I'm going to show you like non-postcard stuff that I've looked up today. This is very, very new stuff, but again, it's in perfect condition. It doesn't go for a lot individually, but when you have hundreds of them, you guys might have seen, I've seen these before. The post office would put out little series. This is from, gonna have to put on the old man glasses, can't see. Definitely can't see the writing. These are brand new from 93. They're just like post office thingamabobs, these really nice little graphics, and then they have a stamp on the back, the 19-cent stamps. And it tells you a little story about each one. Well, I have, look at all these. There's like a couple of hundred of them. And even if they're like $5 or $6 a piece, again, there's several $100 right here. They're really nice. They're nicely done. They're just very new, relative to the Civil War stuff, Gettysburg, Shiloh. They're just, those special things that the post office puts out every once in a while, commemorative stuff. You got presidents, you got generals. And these are simple, same thing, just scan them. These I think I'm going to keep in these things, but they are, even though they're only, there's one that's like from 2000, so they're really new. The 93 and 2000, I think, are the series that I have most of. I might just keep these in this. There's really no reason to put these in the boxes. They're not postcards. I mean, I guess they are technically postcards, but they're really like stamps. And then it even has, this is kind of cool. It has comics. Really nice. Comics, superheroes, Flash Gordon, Dick Tracy. They have, I'm going to surprise somebody with one of these, so I'm not going to show that one. You got baseball guys, you got choo-choo trains. Just everything. And hundreds of them. So again, this is where volume becomes really cool. You got Bugs Bunny. This was all like a nice surprise. This was just one binder filled with this stuff. Baseball. This was really cool. TV shows. Ed Sullivan, Honeymoon. Same thing, just a stamp. A little story about it. They're all within the last 20 years or so. But perfect condition. Hundreds of them. So again, even if they're $5 a piece, if I have 200, not counting fees and all that, we're just talking gross numbers. So that's kind of fun. Simple stuff I don't even have to really look up much of. Look up a couple of them. That's like no-brainer listing stuff. So there's a lot of extra stuff in here that wasn't postcards. That's ephemera related. That'll have a blast listing. And then my thing is going to be, Connie is a big RPPC gal. I know Mark and Popeye, I'm sure, dabble in many RPPC. I'm sure Kelly dabbles in many in RPPC. Well, now I have binders filled with them. So that's going to require a lot more research than I've had to do so far with, courthouse in Indiana kind of stuff, which I, again, look forward to. I look forward to having to look up some stuff and digging in a little deeper, because that does entertain and satisfy my love of history and all that kind of stuff. The same stuff I love about the print ads. Mark has the general ones. Cool. Yeah, there's got to be, there's hundreds of them there. And that's just one binder. There's a couple of binders with them. You'll stop at your table at the York postcard. Yeah, right. You know what I'm talking about? That's all right. I can tell it. I will. I'll talk about it in the videos. That's all. Oh yeah. Yeah. A lot less than $1. All right, Mark. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. As always, check out Mark at SM Postcards. He's got video a day almost at this point. He's just churning them out. Quality content over at SM Postcards. A little nod to Dawn Wright. The Queen of Canada is nursing. She had a procedure done today to take care of a broken bone in her body. My understanding is she's doing well and she's recovering. So everybody, hopefully, just think of Dawn and wish her good thoughts. She'll be fine. But I would not suspect she'll be on tonight. She's probably heavily medicated and in recovery mode. But she twisted an ankle and it wound up being a break. So hopefully she's doing well. Otherwise, I would ask her to put up Mark's link to his YouTube. So we'll have to do stuff ourselves tonight, which is just shocking. Things like links and stuff. I got to do it myself. What is this? What has happened? But definitely go check out Mark on SM Postcards on the YouTubes. And there's Mark's link. So check out Mark, everybody. SM Postcards. What's up, Steve? He'll take Mark's seat. Welcome aboard, Memphis Blazer. Steve, come on in. Make yourself comfortable. Pumped up, man. The thing is, it's such a big thing for me. It kind of steals the thunder from anything else I would talk about normally. It's obviously something I'm going to be very involved in for a while. And again, I'm grateful for it. I'm lucky and really grateful. It's going to be a lot of work. It's going to be a lot of fun. I appreciate all the anticipated help I will be receiving from many of you with questions and stuff. Please bear with me. Hopefully I'll be able to give out some advice and stuff to others that might need it, postcard or not, other stuff that we talk about, print ads for sure. Not going to neglect the print ads, just so you know. I have to make time for them. In fact, that was a Mrs. Flippidism last night. Don't forget about your print ads. They're still sitting there. I know, but no, I will. I got to keep listing those in tandem with the postcards. And then again, talking numbers once again. In theory, if I could get I know it's ambitious. If I can get 200 or 300 every day, how many is that a month? 6,000. It's not always going to be possible because I have other things and we all have other things to do. But, even 200 a day is definitely doable once they're all scanned. I can get these listed in a year or so, right? Hopefully. We'll see. Payment in cookies. Yeah, that's right. Yep. I think you got a batch coming your way. If anybody wants any cookies, let me know. We really do give out cookies. Didn't I give out a cookie on a giveaway one time? A couple of cookies? A couple of Raeline's cookies. Speaking of Raeline's cookies, she is still, I put this up on purpose because she was going to be working down here. She's not down here yet. What's up with that? Yeah, exactly. That's an auction for Popeye on one night. Yeah. No, I don't, thank God. But 200-300, I do think that's reasonable. We'll see. I say that. I could definitely scan. I could scan 1,000 a day, right? At least get them scanned and in folders. That would probably be a good thing to do. But I want to get them listed as soon as I can, just to kind of start the engine going. The whole idea obviously is to make some money from selling postcards, right? So I want to get the volume up in my store with postcards. So that, the more you have, the more you can sell, the more you can make. So that's the goal. I don't want to like tinker around too much with all these processes and stuff. You can get mired in that. I can, if you think too much about it. I want to have a clear, logical plan without question, but I don't want to spend weeks talking about, what SKU should we use? Like that's nonsense. That takes away from the productivity. I want to get stuff in my scanner and I want to get it on eBay. That's what I want. But it has to be just has to be handled carefully because of the volume. But I am pumped. I am very, very pumped. Definitely look out for many, many videos coming up. But I also don't want to bore everybody with just the same videos about the same haul. But in conjunction with regular stuff, the what solds and all the other stuff, anything else I come up with, I'm definitely going to keep everybody up to date. We'll do a reveal about the investment and all that. Once we know the count, I can give you the item count per card, because I don't know if I say 40,000. I even talked to the guy. I was there for one really cool thing I want to talk about is the place I went to. The guy, it was a guy who is a year older than me, from Staten Island, which is where I'm from. Went to a high school next to like a town over from where I went to high school. Very familiar with the high school. I played baseball and basketball for years, and we had similar friends. We knew people. It was just really wild. And it was in New Jersey. He had moved out into New Jersey. But anyway, I just got to talking with him. Like I was in there for like 2 hours, and I really appreciate that. He's like, take your time. Don't worry about it. The guy has like a warehouse. He has another business that's a primary business. And he just kind of came upon these, you always hear these stories, right? He just came upon these postcards and he doesn't do postcards, but he had this huge stash just kind of sitting there taking up shelf space. And thank God I was able to go in and swoop them up. Hi, Mrs. Flippett. You going to get started? I've been saying for the last hour that, no, I'm not kidding. I said I got the green screen up so you could do your work. As a hushed silence comes over the house. But anyway,
is Donnie on?
No, Dawn is, as we said, recovering.
Oh no.
So yeah, it was just a lot of fun at the place. He was really cordial. He's like, they were all in binders, which is cool. And he has several rooms that were kind of all over the place. It was like a big warehouse kind of environment. And he goes, hey, come here. And he walks me over to this room that had like a big flat table. He's like, feel free, take them in here, take a look, open them up. And I did, He like left the room. It wasn't like he was hovering over my shoulder. So I really got an opportunity to thumb through and say, wow, And of course I was taking a couple of pictures and sending them to people, including Mrs. Flippett, and say, wow, look at these. And we're trying to get like a rough sense of some of the stuff we were about to buy. A lot of fun, just a lot of fun. So it was a great experience. The guy was great. Like I said, gave me the milk crate so I don't have loose binders all over the, flopping all over the car. The stewardship I talk about, that I wanted to be a good steward of these cars. Last thing I needed was to throw them in a van and have them going all over the place on a ride home. It was about a little over like an hour and a half ride. So it was a really good time. I appreciated that he let me hang out and look at them, and he was answering questions about his business in general, and really good stuff. He's on eBay, but doesn't do postcards, which was a good thing for me, I think. He's no dummy. He knows that they're valuable and all, but he just doesn't dabble in postcards. It's taking up shelf space. The shelf space was worth more to him than the content within. And I was able to swoop in, thank God. 100 takes around 8 hours from scan to list. I mean, I know, like I said, I'll say that, Ryan. It's going to drastically change depending on the type of card. I have not a lot of experience on the RPPCs yet, so that's going to require way more research. But the everyday cards, which there's still plenty of, the views, the regular just views, towns and stuff, those should be fairly quick. That might be an ambitious number, I admit it. But even if I could get 100 a day, I'd be happy. That's 3,000 a month, roughly. I'll sign for that right now. And then hopefully there'll be days when it is easier and I can just bang out a bunch. And then that'll make up for the slower days if I'm doing 100 photos and, I only get to 15 or whatever it is because I have to look them all up. So we'll see. Hopefully it all balances out. No, cookies just came down to do some cookies. The cookies are ready. They are in the decorative phase. We flooded last night. Yeah, the scanning takes nothing. Absolutely, Kelly. Once again, 6-bit. 6-bit will be smoking in my house. That thing is going to get a workout from me like it's never gotten before. So is my scanner. I got to take care of the scanner, that's for sure. I might actually get a second one. We were talking about that too last night. It might warrant. Maybe we could double up on scanning and just getting them into the computer. Because I'm worried about that. I'm worried about wearing out this thing, you know? If you do a couple of hundred every day, at least scanning a couple hundred every day, right? That could potentially wear and tear my little machine. So we might actually get a second one, maybe like a secondhand one or something. Not brand new. Get my father up there scanning. Come on, Dad, let's go. You're just sitting there watching TV all day. Do something. Just kidding. Yeah, and that's down the line from, like I said, I'm still in that kind of unpacking phase right now, but absolutely, that's the hope too. Yeah, like the common, whatever word you want to use, the more common stuff, the stuff I'm accustomed to listing right now that makes up the majority of my stuff, you know, like I keep saying, City Hall in San Francisco, whatever, all those kind of cards, you know, Lake in Asbury Park, New Jersey, relatively simple. You're good for tens of thousands. I'm digging 6-bit. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You dove in there. Yeah, man. For ads, that's what you're talking about. Oh yeah, are they? Okay, cool. That's good to know. You got to keep, just general maintenance and clean the heads or whatever it's called, the glass and all that, which I haven't done in a little while. Maybe I'm being overcautious. I just don't want anything to go wrong. I've had this for like 4 years, I guess, and it's been very good with no issues. I don't think I've done. In fact, there's no way I've used 200,000 scans yet. What's up, Ben? Is he bulk panic selling postcards yet? Who, me? No. I said down the line. What was the joke? If we find a bunch of flower postcards, get well wishes with a flower on it from 1907, I might throw those in a pile of 5,000 of them. No, hopefully we won't find any of those. Another shocking thing, and again, we're very early in the process. We haven't found any dupes, which is really so. Could you imagine if there's 40,000 unique cards? That would be unprecedented. I don't expect that, but so far, like no dupes in the stuff we've looked at. Oh, I'm certainly committed to doing them full time. Yeah. Put up or shut up, right? Thanks, man. Yeah, it's very exciting. I'm very excited about it. Very happy about it. Just slow and steady, get a system in place like I opened up with, which we're in the process of doing now, and implement said system, make adjustments if necessary, but just kind of go and get them up. I don't want to get stuck in quicksand about the basic stuff in the beginning. Just get them out of step one, get them out of binders, throw out binders. Step two, take them out of the sleeve things. I guess they're just called sleeves, whatever you want to call these things, the binder sleeves. And then place them in either those long boxes or the Sterilites that I have. I think we'll probably use up the Sterilites we have. That would be stupid to just like not use them. I have, how many of those boxes do we have, honey, the Sterilites?
Probably 12 right now.
We only have like 12 left. So that's good for what? Even if it's 12 times 5, 100? That's like 6,000. It's something, right? Hi, Jackie Jack. What do you generally look for in print ads? What do I look for? Some of my favorite topics, or favorite products, are definitely automobiles. They sell well and they're collected by a lot of people. I love World War II stuff. You've been watching the show a while. My favorite era is World War II era for print ads. Everything under the sun, if it has World War II, buy more war bonds, military stuff, companies. I've talked about this a lot, like Chevrolet. A Chevrolet ad that's not for a car, that's for like building an engine for a plane or a naval ship engine or something like that. I love that kind of stuff. It's really cool. Like all the car manufacturers at the time would commit to the cause, of the war and all, and they would get involved with making products for atypical stuff. That I just think is kind of cool to see a Chevy ad that's not for a car. So anyway, I love World War II stuff. Everything sells, man. There's collectors for everything. The car thing I love, of course, because of the popularity of it. Cigarette ads sell well. They all sell. They really do. They all sell. That's where I'm like Mark. Just get them up. They all sell. And you kind of get into different pricing. You learn, like, if it's a 2-page ad, excuse me, obviously you could put a premium on that. If it's a centerfold, or it's, an actual centerfold that's connected, a little premium on that, depending on what it is. But Jackie Jack, I have like a whole series of videos and a ton of what's sold and all that on my channel. So if you have some time, just check out the channel. You'll see tons of videos about print ads. I know we've morphed into a lot of postcard stuff willingly and lovingly, but there's still a lot of stuff with print ads, and I expect to do many more print ad things. That's why when I do the what's sold, I don't just do the postcard thing. I like to show off some of the print ads that sell, because they sell for great money. Huge return. The magazines, the majority of the magazines I got were, whatever it was like 40 cents a magazine or something I came to, maybe even less. I don't remember anymore, but it was less than $1 a magazine, and you get 20, 30 ads out of them that each sell for $12 to $40 a piece, depending on it. Just to talk about math. So incredible return on investment with the print ads. That's what I like about it mostly. And I really do like the history, and I like looking at the different styles, through the years and all that kind of stuff. Jackie Jack, did you ever watch any of the listing shows? We used to do lots of listing shows on print ads before they switched the listing tool on me. Yeah. That's funny. You say cars and cigarettes. That's two I mentioned. Yeah, absolutely. All kinds of stuff. CJ with a great point. If it looks cool to you, it looks cool to somebody else. Just bear in mind that these are collectors, just like postcard people. There are postcard collectors. There are stamp collectors. There are movie posters, supposedly collectors. There are record collectors. There are a collector for almost anything. There are people that just collect stuff with boxes, or greyhounds in them, or Siamese cats in them, or pigs in them. And they'll buy anything that has a pig, or whether it's a print ad or a postcard or a statue or a figurine. So there's just, people are maniacal about that. They collect stuff, and the print ad thing is great because it's so varied. It's not just the people are collecting print ads. They're probably collecting a product. Campbell's Soup is very popular. Ford Motor Vehicle is very popular. Plane ads. I love plane ads too. People collect those things. It's not really just so much the print ad. It's you're hitting a nerve for somebody that loves trains. So they collect everything to do with trains. And if I have a railroad ad, well, that's right up their alley. So you touch on so many different groups of collectors with print ads. That's one of the things I like. And I'm sure a lot of that is true with postcards. Like, yeah, they're postcard collectors, but I'm sure I know there's people that collect certain types of postcards or certain topics that a postcard, leans towards or whatever. So if that makes any sense. You've been using binders as inventory storage, but you're getting ready to transfer it all to bins. I could definitely see that. When I brought home all the bins last night, 79 bins, we had a quick discussion, Mr. Flippin and I. We consulted an expert afterwards, but we had not an argument, but we had a discussion about, like, why reinvent the wheel here? If they're already in, my first thing was just leave them in the things. They were in perfect condition. They're already sleeved. They're not in postcard sleeves, but they're sleeved. They're protected. Like, why don't we just throw them up it would take up a lot less space, actually. We could have left all the binders, in one of my my racks, like my metal racks or something. But then after the consultation and stuff, I'm like, yeah, that's not really practical, because one other huge thing I wanted to mention was the binders were all labeled, which was really cool too. So I'm not saying they were sorted necessarily, but they were, it would say World's Fair. Jackie Jack likes the World's Fair stuff. Like 3 binders of 1939, 1940, and 64, 65 New York World's Fair cards that said 1964 World's Fair. There's a nice big thick thing. So to that end, those are sort of sorted, right? That I know that's what it is. So when I first got home last night, probably because my back was killing me and it was a long day and a long ride, I was like, why don't we just throw the thing up in a shelf? I'll come up with some SKU for it. WF1, World's Fair 1, World Fair 2, something like that. And why are we going to take them all out? And I mean, I have to take them out, of course, to scan them, but like, why re-sleeve them and then put them in a different storage thing? But upon further review, when we started, what Kelly said about, the grittiness and the dustiness and all that, I'm like, yeah, it's kind of gross. And let's just get everything clean and in our own shipping container, storage containers. So that's what we decided. After our consultation, we were swayed. So that, of course, that increases the workload a little, but I think it's time well spent. Get that stuff sorted out right out of the gate. What, the binders do waste space? That's a good idea. These are a little bit too, they're not dirty. Like that kind of contradicts everything I said about what great condition. They really were in good condition, especially the pages were pristine. The cards are pristine. But the binders had just, that kind of little grittiness and stuff just from being up in a thing for how many years or in a box. I don't know how he had them. The original collector, I don't know how he had them. The guy that sold them to me had them over a year in his little warehouse thing, but it was just up in a typical one of our, like most of us have those storage racks. It's just like one of those storage racks, nice and neat, but they get dusty, they get greasy over time. Yeah, man. And I'm not trying to, it's a huge topic. Like we could talk about this. I could talk about this for days. So yeah, check out the videos. Comments as always welcomed. Questions, just write something. Ideas. If you have new ideas, I'd love to hear new ideas about anything, just leave comments. You think? Maybe. As long as the passion is passed on to a younger generation, which I know there's a lot of people concerned about that. There you go, Florida Man Jim. Well done, man. Congratulations. Yeah, leave a thumbs up if you haven't. Folks, I would appreciate that. Yeah, if it looks cool, it'll be cool to somebody else. I agree. Jiminy. What's up, Vintage Vaughn? Is it good to trim old pages or leave them with holes from the binders? Staple holes, you mean? Like staple things? Is it good to trim old pages or leave them? This is apparently a point of contention with some people, like to trim or not to trim. I absolutely trim off extreme edges of some of the ads if they need to be trimmed. A lot of them don't need to be trimmed. In my case, depends on what your magazines look like and the condition that they're in and conditions of the individual ads are in. But I don't think there's any problem at all trimming off an edge to make it nice and neat. It's not like a postcard. Like you can see people that trim postcards. I know that's a taboo in postcard world, and it looks awful. Like it's not balanced. It's the white space isn't equal. I'm just trying to find something. Well, this one has chunks out of it. This is in my junk. Who said the other day? Was it Kelly that said you should have a junk pile? This is going into my junk pile because it has these two slices, or rips or whatever. That's how it came out of my my box. But the print ads, if they're for me personally, again, everybody do what they want, but if they have like I've said this 100 times, if they show any signs of water damage, I'm not listing it. Like the magazine, it's not going to be one sheet. Typically, it's going to be the whole magazine is going to have like this continuous brown stain that goes through most of the pages. I won't list those, if it has major slices and stuff. Most magazine ads, as most of you know, have like a white border, similar to like a white border postcard. They'll usually have a little white border around them, right? And then the picture itself of the actual ad is kind of centered in the middle. So to the point about to trim or not to trim, I absolutely trim them because if they're needed, because let's say the thing has like a 1/2 inch border roughly around it, that's like some wiggle room that you can use to pretty it up. If the extreme edge has a little bit of, a tear on it or something, I will absolutely trim it. But they don't always need that. And the other thing to consider is, at least the people that I've spoken with over the years of doing the print is a lot of them frame them. So that excess is good to have because it provides a space for the frame to fit around and not get in the way of the actual image of the ad. So I trim within reason. I'm not going to trim all the white off. Again, then I'll just scrub that ad. I have I have way more ads than I do postcards, individually, tons more. Hundreds of thousands of ads, probably more than that, probably 500,000 ads easily, so I have many to play with. I'm not going to damage or compromise the integrity of an advertisement to try to trim off excess. If it needs that much trimming, it's not worth listing in my book. There's exceptions. If you find some like monster ad that's worth $400 to somebody, maybe I'll take that time. But yeah, so the long way around that question was, yeah, I would trim off some of them within reason. I do have a trimmer that I reference in my description below that a few people have mentioned they've all picked up. And it really works well. So if you're interested in getting a trimmer that's large enough for the Life magazine type formats, there's a link down below. A lot of people have ordered them, and I appreciate that. If the binder pages aren't archival, they could stick to pages. Yeah, that's true too, without question. Oh, another, this just it's not what he said, but it reminded me of something. I was very grateful when I saw all the binders. I said, oh, that's great. They're going to be in great shape. My one fear was, and thank God it wasn't realized, was the backs. Like I was like, oh my God, what if they're glued in? That's like the worst nightmare, right? But as you see, none of them are glued in. I'm also blown away by the backs of these things. Like the couple of thousand postcards I've handled so far or have listed, almost all of them will have some kind of little bit of a stain or a little bit of schmaltz. What does John call it? He calls it something funny. That little, gook or whatever that gets on them sometimes over time. These things have everyone we've seen have been really clean on the back, which is a pleasant surprise. Then you got stuff like this, though. This was depressing. Let me show you this. I think somebody just photocopied something. My wife goes, why are these postcards so thin? Look at this, right? It looks like, oh man, Japanese. It's just a piece of paper that somebody photocopied. But thank God none of them had glue on the back. None of them were like, stuck to the back in any way. They all slide right out of these little sleeves. I'm still going to put that back just in case, but that was kind of disappointing. I haven't come across many of them. But we are in the infancy stage of processing all these cards right now. And that's why we're going to have a whole bunch of videos. This was some of the yellowing I wanted to show you. This was in a binder. It's hard to tell, I guess, on the video, but there's like a yellowing to the plastic. This happens with record sleeves all the time, but it's really thick and it preserves the image. These are all World's Fair stuff, photos. But the good news is when you take the card out, it's just a regular black and white. There's no yellowing or anything. It's in really good shape. And that's the case throughout. There's a consistent quality, consistent level of quality throughout everything I've seen, which is a very pleasant surprise. I kind of thought when I went in, having never done this before, I built in like, I don't know what the number was I had in my head, but I was saying at 40,000, there might be 5,000 that are like junk, like not just junk cards, but like lousy condition, potentially like thrown in the bottom of a box that are ripped up or have like, syrup poured on them or something like that. But so far that's been taken out of the equation. Jackie Jack, I wanted to show you this. Ugh. It's funny, as I was going through, I had something for everybody that I thought they might like or be interested in. Jackie Jack, you did pick up a ton of World's Fair cards from Popeye recently, right? From Silk Ties Asian Art Magazines. Ooh, wow, cool. That's the magazines? If it's a greetings from view, sell it. You could be a 10 to 20. You got to look up the value on that town. Oh, yeah, sure. Greetings from. Yeah, I have some large letter greetings, and I have the I just listed a couple that were in my collection before this thing. Same thing. Greetings from wherever, some tiny town in Pennsylvania. It wasn't a banner greeting. It just said greetings from, and it was like an image of flower. Dare I say it? Flowers in a road or something. But yeah, I look them all up, man. I really do. Like, especially now, I'm going to be really, really involved with looking them. Oh, no problem, man. Enjoy your dinner, and thanks as always. Possibilities. You have maybe 100 Life magazine. The age-old question, possibilities. Again, I'm lucky that mine didn't have a smell. There is Popeye talks about this product you could pick up. I forgot what it was, an ionizer, I think it's called, or something like that. If you look it up on Amazon, it's this product that supposedly removes those musky smells. There's a lot of like tricks supposedly that you could use dryer sheets supposedly and put them in like a bin. You could put them in a really dry environment and just have them air out. I've been lucky enough that I haven't had any of these lousy condition magazines. Like, that's another thing. Maybe I'm a little more picky. Like, personally, I don't, before outsourcing, we get most of our magazines at estate sales. If they have a smell or whatever, I'm not picking them up, quite frankly. I'm really not. Like, or if they look the slightest bit mildewy or anything like that, I don't touch them. I'd rather just go find some cleaner stuff, than bring that stuff into my house. But those ionizers or whatever they're called, I'm sorry, I don't remember what it's called, but if we go back, we have a few shows where people have asked that question. I don't have an ionizer. I think Popeye does, and I might be using the wrong term. I'm sorry, but there's a machine that takes that out. Foxing, yeah, Skadoobies. There you go. Yeah, a little bit, Ben. Oh, you have a new graphic there, don't you? That's kind of cool. I just noticed that. Yeah. Long story short, it was a Craigslist ad or listing, whatever you want to say, which I haven't looked at Craigslist in so long, but it was a Craigslist thing. And it was a guy about an hour and a half away from me. And it just said 40,000 postcards, old postcards, so very generic. But I was intrigued by the volume, and I called him, and I spent like, it was another good sign. I spent like half an hour with him on the phone, and he's like, "Do you have FaceTime?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." So he actually went on FaceTime. I didn't even ask, and started showing me like where these things were, and I saw that the most of them were in binders. That's cool. And he kind of thumbed through a few things, so I was obviously intrigued. And then he said, "You have any time tomorrow to come by?" I'm like, "Absolutely." I had to drive my. It's what Popeye was saying about serendipity here. I had to drive my dad yesterday, unfortunately, for another wake. We lost one of my uncles. In 2 weeks, we've lost two people, a cousin and an uncle. So I had to drive my dad back to Staten Island again, which is like almost a 2-hour ride from us, to go to the wake. And he was staying with one of my other uncles who lives on Staten Island, which is good. So we got a couple of days where he can hang out. Like today was the wake, tomorrow's the funeral, and then he's coming home on Sunday. So anyway, this place was sort of on the way back home from dropping off my dad. So after I dropped him off and everything was okay, it was like 1 o'clock or something like that. I'm like, "Hey man, you're free? Yeah, come on in." And I was there for like 2 hours. So it was good stuff. Serendipity. Yeah, no problem. No problem. What's up, Cameron? How you doing? Better late than never. Cameron are you there yet? Are you at 1,000 yet? I'm intrigued. I want to see Cameron hit this thing. Great to see you, man. Oh, you're late to the story too. You can watch the beginning of the video. I talk about it, but I will have videos, that's why I did that little quick video yesterday. That was literally the second I walked in the door last night. We just laid them out in the living room. And I did like a little tease. It's not really a tease. It was just to show everybody, wow, we got a bunch of postcards. Jack, I want to show you, Jackie Jack. So yeah, there's going to be like probably 10 videos at least, coming up relatively quickly as we go through this process of everything I talked about in the video, getting them out of the binders and putting them into new homes and getting them scanned and getting them listed and sorting them. Like Kelly said, my first thing is going to be, they're not all postcards. So if it's just regular ephemera, that's a pile. All the postcards, pile. Continentals, pile. Photos, pile. And so forth. Jackie Jack, I just want to show you. I think you picked up a bunch of, here we go. Yes, he did. Isn't this cool? This was just a book that was in there. It's not an old book. It's from, but it's in perfect condition. It's from 88. And it's called The New York World's Fair, 1939 World's Fair and Postcards. I know you dig the World's Fair stuff. And what's nice about it is it's just a spiral like notebook kind of a thing. And they have reproductions of all the cards, of a whole bunch of cards. Again, in perfect condition. Isn't that nice? And they're, how many pages? I don't know if it has any. No, it doesn't say how many pages. At least 50, maybe 50 pages or so. So you probably have like 100 reproduction from the 39 World's Fair cards. I thought this was real neat. I thought of you right away because I know you were enjoying those World's Fair cards. They're, again, perfect condition. So this might go up on eBay. So take a look, Jackie Jack. You can look for that one. Ozone, that's the word. What did I say? Purify? I forgot what I said. CJ, thank you. Yes, an ozone generator. That's the product that can help with the odors and stuff. Thank you, CJ. I said ionizer. Sorry about that. Ozone generator. And there's Jackie Jack. Ozone generator. No, he did not say what he paid. That's going to come up in a video, Gravity Goods. You're at 950? Cool, man. I know it's like the hardest. You get so close, right? And then the last like 50 or whatever take forever. It feels like they take forever. What's up, RD Shorts? How you doing? Postcard show this Saturday. $500 budget, so you won't overspend. Are you going to the Lancaster show by any chance, RD Shorts? The book, yeah, isn't it cool? Cameron, think you were 957. Oh, CJ, did you just subscribe, CJ? I think it's pretty cool too. I like the World's Fair stuff. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do, Ben. No, we have 5 binders filled with World's Fair, 39, 40 World's Fair, and 64, 65 New York's World Fair. Tons of them. The 39, 40 are mostly linen, but I have a whole binder filled with RPPCs from that World's Fair. Again, all this has to be processed, but got a bunch of them. And I like the World's Fair stuff too. Fun little story. My parents, one of their early dates was at the 64 World's Fair in Manhattan, in Queens in New York. I like it too. You're very welcome. Cool. Thank you very much, Possibilities. Yeah, the ongoing. This is a big one though. This is diving in head first. Hey, Charles, what is up? I've also sold about 4 print ads with only 200 up so far. Moving these postcards and print ads. The ads were 2 beer, 1 car, 1 bicycle. There you go. Nice beer ads. What a great one. Beer ads do great. That's awesome, Charles. He is teasing us. No, it's not really to be a tease. I just want to like kind of, I really want to get a count or a rough count. So I could give you like the average cost per and all that stuff. Correct, Lori. Saving it for the videos. You know, at the end of the first episode of a Batman show, they'd be in some kind of trap. Da-da-da-da-da. The Joker would say, you know, will our heroes be grilled like sausages or will they escape? Tune in next week. Same principle. It's literally called a tease. You're averaging $8 so far on your postcards for the holiday ones, 2 Thanksgiving and 1 Easter. Cool. I'll be diving for the first time ever into, I mean, whatever 2 binders represents. I think he said there's roughly 200 in each binder, something like that, 200 pictures. So I'll have like 400 or 500 Christmas cards up pretty soon. That's going to be one of the ones that I want to get up really early because Christmas sells all year round. Haven't come across, unfortunately, any Halloween stuff yet, but maybe it'll be in there. We haven't looked at everything. 79 binders. And then 1 box that wasn't, that was just other stuff that wasn't in binders. Different size binders too. Yep. There you go, 964. It's magic. Quite a rivalry. Yeah, man. Get him. You're so now it's like ridiculously close. Yeah, we got to get counting, right? There you go. That would be funny. Imagine a video. You do like one of those live webcams. It's on 24 hours a day in the living room, just counting postcards. I have enormous hands, Ben. No, that's it. Isn't that a crazy? Again, you were late to the show, which we're going to try to let slide this time. But yeah, it's like I said, it looks like Andre the Giant holding a regular Pepsi, right? Look at the size. It's like
you have enormous hands.
That's what he just said. He goes, "Do you have enormous hands, or is that a mini?" It's like a mini. I don't even. It's basically like a shot. My wife gets them for nothing, so she gets them for free. So I drink them once in a while. Like on a Friday night, I always drink water though, and coffee. Holy ephemera, correct? Yeah, a lot of ephemera going, which is cool. That was all stuff I didn't expect. So that's just bonus items as far as I'm concerned. He did start the show. I love that when somebody's live and you talk in the third person or whatever that is. It's been 70 minutes. Kelly has a countdown going too. Thank you. Yeah, but not my hands. Not my hands. So anyway, that's the story, folks. It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to dive in. Definitely a lot of videos coming up. The first video, I mean, this isn't a tease. This is just the truth. The first video that isn't one of those 30-second shorts is probably going to be, in fact, I might shoot some more tonight, is this unpacking process of just taking them out of the binders. I know it's heart-throbbing excitement, you know, but it is kind of cool. And maybe we'll take a look at some of them as we pull them out. And you'll get like, you know, those reaction videos that everybody likes to do, you know, somebody reacting to the first time they heard a song that's been out for 50 years and everybody knows. It's very fake, you know. But anyway, those kind of reaction videos are popular. And we'll probably do that. And it'll be very genuine. You know, like, oh my God, look at this. Probably do some stuff like that. And then just, you know, come along with the journey, as they say. You could watch when I get the 50,000 sleeves arrive in the mail. 50,000 sleeves cost like 600 something bucks. $630 with free shipping. 50,000 sleeves. My wife said, "Why don't you get 50,000?" I don't think we're getting 50,000 sleeves in one buy. I still have like over 1,000, which is nothing now, unfortunately, but we'll eventually be picking up sleeves probably every week. I'll just keep picking up some sleeves so we can get that number. The boxes, those long boxes, we're gonna order very quickly because I need to get these. Once we get these cards out of their home, what they've been in forever, in the binders, now they're gonna just kind of be loose in these plastic things, and I want to get them safely into a box, get the SKU set up, get all that set up, and then get to, bottom line, get to some listing. Yeah, unboxing videos, right? That's what I'm saying. The reaction videos I get a kick out of. You scored on a few vintage license plates. Oh wow, that is cool. Yeah, Mrs. Flippett's gonna be. You spent how much? No, she was involved in the entire thing. Trust me. Yep, my wife just wants to sort them. So Jackie Jack, do you really like this? I think it's cool. Granted, of course, they're all reproductions, obviously, but they're really beautiful. Perfect condition. And if you like the World's Fair stuff, it's just kind of cool. $39.40 World's Fair. 52 full. There you go. There's 52 of them. 52 full color, ready to mail postcards. They're actually mailable. The magazine was printed in 1988. Kelly, just buy cases of 5,000. Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah, absolutely, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. $600 for sleeves. I mean, they're cheap, but again, the math, it starts adding up. And there's no discount. I think there's volume discounts at a certain level, but not 50. Like, you're not going to get them for 10 cents a piece. I wish you could. But yeah, I agree, man. We're just going to get, a manageable amount every week or every month, whatever it is, to gradually do it. I just want them safely in the binders, not the binders, in the boxes. Yeah, man, it is cool. I thought you would like that. I took it down specifically for you. Oh, Popeye, no. Well, in the Discord thing, there's a resources tab, and I think he has most of the books listed there. If you didn't know, Jackie Jack, Popeye's fantastic with that stuff, with sharing information and all, and he has a bunch of stuff in the resources tab, actually. So anyway, yeah, I will not be going. I was going to go, but I am not going to this Lancaster, Pennsylvania thing. But if anybody is in the area, it is taking place. There was one today, and there is another one tomorrow. So if you happen to be in that area, check it out. I'm sure it's a nice fair. April 1st, we were going to see, a lot of plans have changed. I don't know what we're going to do, but we had planned, my wife and I had planned on going to Manhattan on April 1st. There was a card show in Manhattan, but now I'm thinking, do we really need that right now? We have enough to deal with. So we'll see. I'm definitely going to York. It's an annual thing. We're going to York, and that's November. We would have sold all 40,000 by November, right? I wish. So definitely York will be an annual event. It's right around Thanksgiving. You can email and ask them, and you could email them. But I think that resources thing has probably most of them. But if it's something you're interested in, just, you could. I'm sure he's cool. I'm writing something. Hold on. I didn't know that was the nickname, Lori. You found a show an hour from you. Oh, really? Very cool, man. Email Matt Baseball. Yep. Yeah, that's where I bought the first batch. Cool. Yeah, if you get a really a big amount, right? He was great. I mean, I know it's luck of the draw with what he has in inventory, but when I picked up the couple thousand sleeves I got last time, it was like here in 2 days. The dividers came here really quickly. He's relatively close to me geographically, so thrilled with them. Those white boxes on my thing. So now I'll check out that. Popeye put a link up. If anybody is interested in picking up those long white boxes, there's a link if you scroll up that Popeye put in there. What else? Is there anything else to talk about? Not really. There really isn't. Look out for a lot more videos about this exciting topic for me. Hopefully, I mean, I really mean this. Hopefully, it's not just. I don't want to just keep talking about myself. I really don't. I want to share it with everybody and I'm excited about this, and hopefully, we'll find a lot of cool cards, and maybe we could talk about them together. Maybe we'll do some listing shows now with all this volume I'm going to have, which I never had before. I was running low again. So it should be a lot of fun for anybody that's interested in postcards. We are not forgetting about the print ads. They will be listed in tandem with the postcards thing. I have that down to a science. Like I don't have to do the research that I have to do with postcards at all with the print ad stuff. So it's a lot easier for me. It takes a little longer, because of the big scan. It's not as quick as a duplex scanner, but it's still a relatively quick process. And again, the listing time for my print ads is pretty fast. I don't use 6-bit for the print ads at all because there's just too many things to keep changing. Whereas with the postcard, there's a lot of fields I can keep the same. So one of the many reasons I love 6-bit. Definitely love 6-bit. Be using it. Like I said, it's going to be smoking from all the use I'm going to be giving it in the coming months of listing all this stuff. Kelly, can you do a listing show of postcards and print ads? Yeah. Yeah, man, absolutely. That's right. Yeah, Kelly picked up a bunch from me on Whatnot. Absolutely, I'd be happy to. I love doing the print ad shows. The postcard thing now, it's going to involve a lot of time, but it'll actually almost be refreshing to get away from it once in a while, I think, because we're going to be scanning them constantly and working on them constantly. So the print ad thing will almost be like fun, So yeah, I could definitely do a print ad show. I love doing those things. I had a lot of fun with them. Hope you guys did too. And yeah, Kelly was, again, kind enough to buy a bunch for me on Whatnot when I was the only one doing print ads, and now there's other people doing print ads on Whatnot, which is cool. Just like postcards. It's not, don't have a monopoly on any of this stuff, but it is kind of cool. RD Shorts asks, do you think I should take Totes and Dolly with me to organize those postcard boxes in your van? Do you think you should take Totes and Dolly with you to organize those postcard boxes in your van? If you don't want to break your back, we have a dolly that I use for my my musical equipment. It's really cool because it folds down, it becomes huge, or it could be a regular dolly. And I thought about banging that out yesterday with the milk crates, but I just lifted them. They were all in milk crates. I don't know, 7 or 8 milk crates had the 79 binders, and I walked in. I was just so excited. I was probably all adrenaline. I just picked them up, threw them on the floor, picked them up, threw them on the floor, and of course it was raining. Whoa, hold on. Pudding's got a sale. I got to remember to give myself a thumbs up so I can get a sale, because nothing for this last hour and 20 minutes of entertainment. So we're going to wrap it up because I have a lot to do. And Mrs. Lippett has to finish the cookies. I will, again, be doing lots of videos, so check those out, please. I'll be back on Monday. Maybe we'll do some listing show on Monday, Kelly, if you're down for that. If anybody else is interested, we could do like you said, a parlay. We'll do postcards and we'll do some print ads. I'll list a bunch of print ads and we'll take a look at those for those who may not have caught, because it's been a while where that was my main thing. That's kind of what the channel started with, almost exclusively, was print ads. And then sometime in the fall, I caught that bug with the postcards, and it's kind of taken center stage with a lot of stuff and brought in a whole bunch of new people, which is fantastic. But I don't want to abandon the people that started with me that love the print ads, because I continue to love the print ads. And I still get more questions and comments about print ad videos than anything else. So we will definitely dive into some print ads. Maybe Monday we'll do a little listing show for Kelly, and for anybody else interested in doing some print ads together. We could talk about the stuff that I look for. It's a very much a two-way, or multi-way, but it's me and all of you discussing. If you've seen some of the print ad shows, listing shows previously, you can check them out in the playlists or whatever. I think I have a whole playlist about the live shows. Check them out. But it's a very much a conversational thing. We talk about everything. We dissect these print ads. We get into some minutia that's probably unnecessary, but it's fun. And we've all learned. I know I've learned a ton from everybody else contributing. Clothing styles, and that's this car, and that's this car, and this. The Pillsbury Doughboy started out in 1907 as this, and the name changed to this. Like, you learn so much from doing these shows. I had a ball doing them. Oh, well, that's the only way you're going to get a sale, Puddings. But congratulations. I'm really happy for you. Hey, Douglas, how are you? Hello from Oregon. Hello from Pennsylvania. Great to have you, man. Thank you for coming in. I'm probably wrapping it up shortly. I'm sorry. It's been we're doing almost an hour and a half. I used to do 3-hour shows. When we do a listing show Monday, we're gonna spend some time. We'll stay on for a while. I just have a lot going on, and then I have a show on a concert on Sunday. I got to do, so I want to make sure I spend a lot of time with my wife tonight and get the rest of these. I would love to get the rest of these things out of binders tonight. That would be a huge accomplishment. I don't care if we stay up till 1 a.m. doing it, but I'd like to just get everything out of the binders at least and get the binders physically out of the house. And then again, we have a better chance of taking a look at everything, and know what we're up against. Happy Canadian. The Queen of Canada is on the mend. Happy Canadian. She's doing well from what I've heard, and but she had a little surgical procedure today to fix a broken ankle. And all signs are great that she's doing fine, and she should be fine. She might even be watching. If you are, I hope you're feeling great, Dawn. Everybody out there also hopes you're feeling great. We know you'll be on the mend shortly, but if you're not watching, it's fully understandable. And if you are watching, you're probably high as a kite from all the pain medicine you're on. So cheers to Dawn, the Queen of Canada. A speedy recovery to her. Oregon, that's right, Oregon. Yes, Laura, she's recovering from surgery. Everybody's coming in with all these comments at the last second. You've enjoyed. Thank you, Blue Feather. Thank you very much. A little shorter than normal, but still almost an hour and a half. That's not bad. Absolutely, I will. Everybody wishes her well. I know. She's a great girl. She really is. She's a sweetheart. And she helps a lot on this show and many other shows. She's omnipresent, is Dawn. Just buying. Cool. Douglas started listing postcards last week. Got 600 listed and 3 sold. Well, you're just starting with it. That's pretty cool. 600 listed in a week I think that's impressive. Kelly, your thoughts? Do you use 6-bit or do you use just eBay? Yeah, definitely. Oh, get out. Well, you really? Yeah, we're not far from Wilmington. Unfortunately. I know it could be a lot of fun. It could be a lot of fun. I had a weird feeling maybe she would pop in, but obviously she's got bigger fish to fry right now. But I'm sure, hopefully, she has some pain medicine and she's just kind of relaxing. Distractions. That's one of the big things we've all experienced and we all talk about all the time is how to avoid being distracted when doing this eBay stuff. All right, guys, I'm going to cut it at it's just about 7:30. Thank you so much for coming in. Have a wonderful weekend. Look for updates on the channel. You'll see a lot of stuff coming out with this giant haul and our escapades around that haul. I'll be back Monday, but let's set up a listing show. Let's do some listing. We'll do a combination of postcards. We'll get some print ads listed. We'll have fun. We'll eat, drink, and be merry. Have a wonderful weekend, everybody. I'll see you on Monday. Bye-bye.